Fright Corner podcast. I'm your host, John, and I am flying solo tonight in a way. Jeff was gone on vacation when we done these reviews, so he literally just called it in. I'm going to play his little comments and his little review for our two movies tonight after I give my review. So we had a change up. We were going to do Would You Rather and Witchboard. I happened to start watching the movie Cooties, and I texted Jeff and said, "Oh my gosh, I'm having a blast watching this movie. You gotta check it out." Well, skip ahead just maybe the next day or something. He said, "Okay, yeah, I'll check it out and see what it is." And then he sent me a message later. He said, "Actually, I'm gonna change my pick." He said, "I can't get into this Would You Rather." And I told him that's fine. I said, "So we'll change it up and we'll do Cooties and still do Witchboard from '86." So to start with, I'm going to go ahead and do Cooties from 2014. It starred Elijah Wood, Rainn Wilson, Allison Pill, Lee Wannell, and those are probably the big ones. The biggest thing is, of course, Rainn Wilson from The Office and Elijah Wood we know from Lord of the Rings. This movie was directed by Jonathan Milott and Carrie Murren, and writers Lee Wannell and Ian Brennan. And so, this movie, I just happened to be watching on Stars on satellite, and I said, "Hey, that one looks alright, I'm going to record it." Well, after I recorded it, I had a blast watching it. And I mean, it was just a good time. It was just one of those movies that you just watch, you just got to have a good time watching. The plot of the story is a mysterious virus hits an isolated elementary school, transforming the kids into a feral swarm of mass savages. An unlikely hero must lead the motley band of teachers in the fight of their lives. And it has on IMDb, it has a rating of 5.6 out of 10, which is probably not that bad, especially for IMDb and horror movies. Well, I guess it'd be a horror comedy, because you had some gore, and that was pretty good. Overall, the movie was good. I was kind of happy the way it turned out. It seemed like they just had a good time filming it. You got some humor in there, and then you have this virus and all this other stuff going on too. I guess the other guy I can remember is Jorge Garcia. Of course, he's been in other stuff too, but he cracked me up in this one because he's sitting there the whole time eating shrooms and smoking pot and stuff, and thinks he's just stoned out of his mind while he's watching it. And I just had a kick watching him, checking everything out as it's going on. Rainn Wilson played a good part in it. I thought he had a really good part in it. I enjoyed his performance, and I enjoyed Elijah Wood's performance because he's just one of those. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to do anything if he doesn't want to. I mean, second highest grossing film series in movie history, so he's in that category of I don't have to do anything anymore. So it's kind of neat seeing him in it, and he done pretty good. Overall, the movie was pretty fun. Granted, kids are turned into the feral zombies because of a disease in the chicken nuggets that the kids ate, and I mean, these kids turn fast. When they get scratched, bit, whatever, they turn. They're smart. They're running. It's just a good time. I highly recommend this movie. I can't say anything but good things about it. I think if you can find it, like I said, you can get Stars. It's on this month, and Stars on demand, and you can watch on Amazon, YouTube, wherever outlet you want to use. I'm sure you can find it. I'll probably actually going to find a Blu-ray copy of it myself, just because I had a good time watching it. Even my wife laughed while she was watching it too with me, so that was pretty good. But yeah, I think on this one, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's not a perfect movie, and if you want to be scared, don't watch it. It's not one of those types of movies. It's just one for you to watch and just have a good time watching it, and that's about it. That's all I've got for it myself. Like I said, after I get done reviewing Witchboard here, I will add Jeff's audio into it of what he thought of the two movies. But that's my review of Cooties. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to Witchboard from 1986. A woman finds an interest in her friend Brandon's Ouija board when he brings it to a party that she is hosting at her place with her boyfriend. Okay, it's from 1986. It has a 5.7 out of 10 on Witchboard, on IMDb, I'm sorry. The biggest person in it is Tanya Katan, And of course, most people remember her as she is the dancer in the White Snake video when she's dancing on the car. I mean, that's probably what she's known for. What most people probably remember her from. When I think it's "Here I Go Again" is what the song was. But yeah, I mean, you can see a little bit of her boobage in this one, so I guess it's not all that bad. The movie itself wasn't too bad. I kind of like the story of it. You know, the Ouija board stories are kind of neat, or Ouija, however they want to pronounce it. Sometimes they can be good, and this one really wasn't that bad. I remember watching it when I was younger, and I could have swore it was a lot more gorier than what it was, and I was kind of surprised that it wasn't as much gore as I could remember. But, you know, it's alright. I mean, it's nothing major, but I did enjoy it. I think it's worth checking out. Yeah, I just don't have much to say about this one. I mean, the acting definitely wasn't spot on perfect, but at least you had somewhat. They were kind of telling the story. They were telling about the stuff you do with the Ouija board, about telling it goodbye, and if you don't recognize this, you need to get away from it. You know, that's a lot of stuff they do talk about. But you know, I mean, the story, you know, as it progressed, it got better. You know, you got these two dominating male figures trying to overpower each other, and they were friends, and they're not friends anymore, and you know, some of that drama stuff could probably be kept out of it for me, but that's all right. I mean, it's no big deal. And I do realize there's like 3 other sequels to it, and I will have to admit I've not seen any of them. I will probably try to find them just to say I did watch them, because I don't think there's any continuation to the story. But I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'm going to try to check them out. But anyway, but this one was actually pretty good. Said the gore, I kind of thought there was more gore than what there was. It's kind of disappointing, you know. It's like I'm trying to find. Sometimes I like to see a gory movie, and you know, among other things I like to watch. But this one just didn't have as much gore as I remember. You know, you had the possessions when she gets possessed toward the end of it, as it's taking over her body. You know, piece by piece. The psychic was a little over the top 80s with the hair and chains and everything, chewing the bubble gum the whole time. Okay, that did bother me. I have to admit, smacking that gum bothered me the most, probably. But that's alright. I mean, she wasn't in it for very long before she got killed. The point of view shots were pretty good whenever you're actually the killer, or the demon, or the bad entity, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, I mean, that's kind of neat. You know, and they did pretty good on those shots. I'm sure it was a camera on a line or on a wheeler, and you know, them wheeling it. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. I was happy with it. I mean, it's not the best movie, but it's one of those ones that if you're having a Halloween party and you just want to throw in a movie that if you got a group of people just wanting to watch, throw it in there and watch it. But why not? Or it could be playing in the background, you'd still have a good time. You wouldn't have to necessarily pay attention to it the whole time to understand what's going on. But yeah, I think on this one, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. The acting left a little to be desired, and I think some of it was a little overdramatic with the 2 friends fighting it out the whole time. Then one gets killed, and then it's all forgiven. It's like, okay, well, I'm sorry, that's just too much drama in a horror movie for me. But a lot of people like it. You know, the mystery part of it, there's not a whole lot of mystery to it. I mean, you find out pretty quick what's going on. I mean, within the first 30 minutes, you probably figure it out. And definitely the last 5-6 minutes pretty good. Then, you know, they have the big jump scare at the end with the planchette moving over. Yes, it still works. You know, to lead you on for another one. So they definitely had the idea that this was going to be a continuing story, but I guess not a direct continuing story. I guess it's new people. But yeah, that's all I've got for these movies. Before I play his part, I do want to express that I am sorry this is late coming out. Me and my wife recently just moved that Friday, and this was supposed to come out, I think, that Monday. But we had a massive internet outage for 2 days. I didn't have internet. And then after that, I finally got internet back. It was on the last minute. I had to finish getting everything ready to move because we were pushing this move. We were moving within 2 weeks of putting our deposit down on the house, the down payment, whatever you want to call it. So it was kind of rushed, and I do apologize. I'm going to try to get a bunch of content out here real quick. I'm getting with Jeff. I'm going to share one of his YouTube channels because he was playing the Outlast 2 demo on PC. So I'm going to share that on Twitter and Facebook so people can check it out. I definitely check it out, see what you think of it. And once again, I do apologize. And I guess on the last recording I had some mic problems and I didn't realize it, and it was lower volume than what it should, and hopefully I've got fixed now. But yeah, I do apologize. I'm going to try to get a bunch of content out because we're so close to Halloween. I want to get some other stuff out. And, me and Jeff talked about doing our own commentary because I did that one with the horror cast, and I loved it. It was fun. Great group of guys. I mean, I can't express how much I enjoyed it. And really appreciate them letting me come on and do it with them. Especially with one of my all-time favorite zombie movies. So, yeah, and definitely check them guys out. And do check out the Horrified podcast. Those guys in Chicago, they're hilarious. They kind of got some comedy mixed in with them talking about the movies. I think they do a great job. And then definitely Horror Movie Night. Check out those guys. We are still having one come on from Horror Movie Night. We ran into a little snag between moving, and then they had some personal issues came up that they couldn't make it on. So we're just rearranging, and it'll probably be November or December. We're going to try to get them on. And I'm going to try to put some feelers out there with some other podcast hosts and see if maybe they'd like to come on and, try to expand our horizons. And from all the new listeners that we got, thank you so much. And thank you for being patient. I promise this is not an all-the-time thing. Usually we're a bi-weekly podcast, and we've been doing it bi-weekly really well. But these last couple weeks have been hectic, and we're still unpacking. Jeff just got back from his vacation. So, yeah, that's about all I've got.
Hey everybody, it's Jeff. Sorry I couldn't be there this week. I'm actually on a bit of a road trip going on right now, so I wasn't able to attend the Skype audio recording session, but I'm going to send in my audio of my kind of reviews of these two movies, The Witchboard and Cooties. So basically with The Witchboard, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I like that finally we have a movie that's an older film that's horror and actually has more of a serious tone than some quirky campers getting murdered or just like ridiculous acting and stuff like that. So I thought the movie was pretty good. I think the guy's name was Jim. He was the boyfriend of the lead actress, and I didn't really care for his acting. I didn't think he was very good throughout the entire film, really. But the guy who actually owned the Witchboard, I can't remember what his name was, the Ouija board. I thought he was really good, actually, and he was actually very knowledgeable in terms of like real life knowledge of the paranormal and the mystic stuff surrounding the Ouija board. I thought his knowledge base was really good, and it was actually really accurate. So the way he did everything was perfect. Like at the beginning, even when he realizes that it isn't the kid David that he thought he was talking to, he just says, "Thank you, goodbye," and he lets go of the planchette really quickly. And so that was exactly what you're supposed to do when you know that this might not be who you want to talk to. So, and then later on throughout the film, he gives some other info, and it was all pretty much accurate for the most part. So I really enjoyed The Witchboard. It was not bad at all. So I'm going to give it probably a 3 out of 5. Because it wasn't anything amazing, but it was good for what it was. And then Cooties was actually another one that I was really interested in. I don't really care for Elijah Wood, but that's only because of his little tiff with Jared Leto over 30 Seconds to Mars. I don't really care for him and his attitude in that aspect. But as an actor, he's pretty good. And I'm a huge fan of Rainn Wilson from The Office, and it was kind of a cool surprise to see Meredith from The Office at the very beginning of the film as Elijah Wood's mother. So that was pretty cool for me. So overall, I thought the film was pretty good. I'm not really sure how to score it, though, because I'm not sure how serious I should take this. I know that it's kind of a goofy movie, because, I mean, it is kids who got turned into man-eating monsters from chicken nuggets or whatever, but at the same time, it seemed like there was the real danger and all that stuff, so it's still a horror film at its core. And so I'm not really sure, because like some of the scenes where like the kids, they rip open the guy, like the vice principal or whatever, just with their fingers. They like rip his stomach open super quickly, and obviously not super realistic. And even like yanking his arm off, and it's like a clean cut and all that stuff. I was like, I'm not sure how accurate that is, but I don't know. And then like the guy from Lost who was in the van eating the mushrooms, I really thought that was pretty funny, and that was a nice touch because he was like seeing all this happening, and he was like, "Is this actually happening, or am I just like out of my mind?" So, but overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie. I would give it a 4 out of 5, just based on the enjoyment factor of the film. So I definitely recommend the film Cooties, and yeah. So thank you all very much, and I will see you probably next week on the podcast. See ya.
Check out our YouTube channel. I'm trying to get some more content up there. Now that I've kind of moved, I got some better internet now than what I had before. So yeah, I'm hoping to get some more YouTube content, some demos put up, and maybe some playthroughs, maybe even do a couple of videos on some reviews and stuff just to kind of goof around with. And never know, we may flip on a webcam while we're doing a commentary on a movie just so you can see it live or whatever. We might do a Google Hangout thing where everybody can kind of join and watch it as we're watching the movie, and they can watch along and comment and have a good time doing it. Or even do some reviews that way. But yeah, check us out on Twitter at The Fright Corner, at Real Jeff Jarman, at J Guitar Rock is my personal one. I don't mind if you add me on there. I don't do a whole on there as much as I do The Fright Corner. The Fright Corner is also a page on Facebook, and we're on, of course, Spreaker, iTunes, just anywhere you can find it. Leave us a review, please. It's great. Thank you for everybody for listening. We do have some book reviews coming up. I was approached. I'm going to be reading a couple of books of short stories. I believe they're called Whispers of the Abyss 1 and 2 that I received from the authors, the publishers and stuff. So I'm going to read those. I started on it, and so far I'm enjoying it. They're definitely H.P. Lovecraftian type stories, which I love H.P. Lovecraft stories, so it's really good. Sometimes I like short stories just as well as I do the big novels. And I'm a pretty avid reader, so. But yeah, I'm going to get a review of those up, and we even have maybe do an interview with the publisher on that one as well. And I believe we have a short film that we were approached to see if we wanted to watch that's called The Visitor. I think we're going to check it out and try to review it before Halloween. So basically that's it, guys. So until next time, keep horror alive and watch something that scares you. We'll see you next time right here in the Fright Corner.